Hello, it's Donna here. I'm just waiting a couple of seconds to see if anybody will be joining me. I have a couple of things to share with you. Let's see if I can get this straightened out a little bit. Okay, I think I'm all set up. I want to make sure that there's enough light on everything. So, I have a couple cards we're going to make today. So hello, this is Donna from Donna's Creative Space, and it is noon on Sunday, February 28th. Today is not only the last day of the month, it's also the last day of Sale-A-Bration. And if you're not sure what Sale-A-Bration is one of Stampin' Up's biggest sales during the year. We usually only have it the first 3 months of the year, but they're doing it twice this year. And we'll do it the first 2 months of the year and then later on in the summertime. So, from January 5th to February 28th, which is today, you could, while you shop for regular Stampin' Up product, you could earn Sale-A-Bration product. And this was the brochure that came out. And if you're not on my mailing list, make sure you visit my blog, donnascreativespace.com. There is a link in the title bar that will open up a form to send me your email address so that I can, you can send me your address and I can make sure to, when we do have promotions going on, I can make sure I mail you a copy. But anyway, this is the Sale-A-Bration brochure, and during these 2 months, you were able to earn product from Sale-A-Bration from spending when you reached a certain amount of on your order. So most of it is when you reached $50, and like I said, today is the last day, so if there's something that you are missing in the catalog, you might want to go ahead and do some shopping today. So you could order this pretty Paper Blooms paper that we used yesterday. It's really a nice paper. It's so pretty. You could get the Darling Donkeys stamp set. You could get, let's see, the Approaching Perfection stamp set, the Oh So Ombre Designer Series paper, and the Corner Bouquet. We did that Friday. Today we're doing this Heal Your Heart. I'm doing that one. And then Flower and Field Designer Series paper, which I'm also using today. And then if you shop and you spend $100, you can get this Touch of Ink for free, which we used that yesterday. And oh my gosh, I love the cards that I made. I mean, I'm not saying it because I love my own cards. I'm just saying that I just had such a ball using it. And then you can also, if you spent $100, you can get this set, a stamp set and a package of 12 sheets of Designer Series paper. And this is really, really nice paper. So if you are shopping, you might want to look at some of these things. So today we're doing these 2 cards. And if you are watching this live, welcome. Thank you for being here. And if you are watching the replay, that's just as good. Thanks for watching. Please follow my Facebook page here, Donna's Creative Space on Facebook. And also, I'll upload this to YouTube. My YouTube channel is also Donna's Creative Space. So make sure when you visit both places that you follow me here on Facebook and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way you'll know when I'm doing something. Also, like I said, go to donnascreativespace.com, visit my blog. That's where I'll be putting the measurements for these items. And I'll put a link on this video on YouTube. I'll put a link so that you can pop on over to my blog site and grab the measurements. So you don't have to write anything down today, unless you want to. And if you're interested in signing up for my newsletter, you can email me at donnasingleton33@yahoo.com. or go, like I said, go to donnascreativespace.com, and in the top menu, there's a spot to click on for my newsletter. And I'd love you to sign up for that. Okay, so these are the 2 cards I'm going to make. And I decided to use the Heal Your Heart stamp set today. And also the Field, let me grab the paper. Oh my goodness, I've been using this paper so much. And also cutting up for I'm having a Sale-A-Bration celebration for those that spend $150 or more with me in product during January and February. So this is the paper pack that I'm using today. This is one of the free items. So it's really pretty paper. Both sides of it are nice. So anyway, some of it's missing from this because I've been using it so much. It's so much fun to cut stuff up. So I'm going to make these 2 cards, and this one's called a split panel card. So I'll show you how to cut that and how to make that. And then this one here is a I don't know, I just kind of made this up today. I cut off this top piece and I stuck in a vellum doily, which I thought that was kind of cool. I was just playing around with it this morning, and I just needed to add something to this card. And I just thought that was kind of a cool way of using our vellum doilies, which I'll show you. Those come in a pack. Like this, you get, let's see, you get 24 in the pack. So that's a pretty good thing to have, these doilies. I've used these on quite a few cards. So anyway, let's see, which one do I want to start first? I think, I don't know which one to do first. Maybe we'll do this one first. What do you guys think? I don't know. I think I'll do this one first. And oh, I wanted to show you something. Remember yesterday I was using my blender brush here. Remember this? That I showed you that it looks like foam in the pictures, but it's really up close. It's these little bristles. Well, I washed it after class, after the video yesterday, and I just used warm water at the sink, and I'll show you how I dried it. I put a block down because I wanted to dry it. I didn't want to put it face down because I was afraid that maybe it would ruin the ends of the brush. So I just put it on a block like this. And I'm not sure you'll be able to see this. And I don't know, I'll see if I can do it sideways. I did this, right? So that when I put it on my counter to dry, the brush was up in the air. So I put a block down, put another block on the bottom, so it kind of lifted the brush up in the air, and that way it's not being dried, because I didn't want to dry it like this because I thought any fluid might go down into the bottom of the bristles, moisture maybe, and I said I wanted to dry it out fast, and I didn't want any kind of condensation or moisture at the bottom of the bristles, which might, I don't know, turn into a moldy situation. So I just put it up on a block, put another block like this, and let it dry like that. I just thought, and then look how clean it came out. You can hardly tell I used it. I mean, and granted, I used, what color? We used Rococo Rose yesterday, but you could hardly see that I even used it. So, but I know some of the inks will stain. Anything like the reds. If I start to use a red or the blues, they might stain. But I'm just gonna, you get, I think, 3 in a pack. So I may use one for light colors and one for dark colors, or maybe keep one just for reds. But just wanted to show you guys that. Okay, so for this first card, I wanted to show you, I'm using the crinkle ribbon, so I have some of that. I'm using black memento ink, and I will put this aside. So I'm gonna have to pull out my trimmer because I want to show you how I made this. So like I said, this is called a split panel card, and I think it's really cute, and it looks, you know, like it might take a little bit to make, but it's really kind of simple. So I think that what I will do is I am going to get out my trimmer and show you what you need to do. So when you cut a piece of cardstock in half, right, you cut it in half at 4 1/4 right? Because it's 8.5 by 11. So if you cut it lengthwise, you end up with a piece that's 4 1/4. So you can actually get 2 cards out of a piece of cardstock. Sometimes we cut it the other way, which is, I'll show you with the other card. This is one way we cut it, and this is the other way, where we score it down the middle this way. And then lengthwise, we would score it down the middle here. But we're doing something different with scoring today, so I don't want to score that way. But normally you would cut it at 4 1/4, turn it on its side, and score at 5 1/2. But not today, because we are making a different type of card. So, like I said, let me move this over a little bit. You want to, this is 4 1/4 right now, 4 1/4 by 11. I'm going to turn it on its side, and I'm going to open my arm out. And let me pull this down a little, make sure I'm in the image. And I want to do some scoring. So, I am going to, oh, first we have to do some cutting. So we want to cut this down to 9 1/2. Right, so, 9 1/4, excuse me, 9 1/4. All these measurements will be on my blog, donnascreativespace.com, so you can always visit there. So I'm going to move my scoring tool, which scoring blade is the lighter color, and the darker color is the blade. So we want to cut off this end here, so I'm going to cut at 9 1/4, oops, 9 1/4, lined up 9 1/4 over here, and cut that off, right? Save this though, because we are using this. So now I'm down, now I have a 4 1/4 by 9 1/4, all right? And now I can close this because I don't need the arm anymore. Now you want to score 1 7/8 from either end, all right? So that is right there. It's an 1/8 inch less than 2 inches. So I'm going to score 1 7/8, and I'm going to take it out, turn it around, and set it up at 1 7/8 again, and score, okay? And so now you have 1 7/8 coming in this way, and 1 7/8 coming in this way, right? So, simple, right? And now you're just going to take your bone folder and crease those 2 ends in, just like that. All right, now what you need for designer series paper, and I'm going to make it just like this again, right? Let me see if I can stick this somewhere where you guys can see it still. Let me see if I can stick it under there. Maybe there. Hang on a sec. Oops. My wires are going all over the place now. Okay, am I still live? Yeah, I thought I might have disconnected myself. All right, so you want an inside piece that is 4 inches by 5 1/4, and then we want some designer series paper. And I happen to use this pretty, this leaf pattern. This is, like I said, from the Flowers and Field. So one side is daisies, and one side is this green. Hey, maybe, no, I can't, I already cut them. I was going to say maybe I'll switch them today, but I already cut them because this one is a little bit smaller. So you need 2 pieces that are 1 3/4 by 4. All right, so whatever designer series paper you pick out, you want 2 pieces 1 3/4 by 4, and then you need another piece that is 1 1/2 by 4. So see these are these 2 pieces, right? The top and bottom are going to be 1 3/4 by 4. These 2 pieces. This piece is 1 1/2 by 4. So no matter what you use for designer series paper, those are your measurements. So this piece came off of here. This was what came off the end of the paper. Remember we cut it down? So all we did was cut this off, close this up, and that's going to be our piece right here. All right, so this piece is, what did this end up coming? Let me, hang on, this is 1 3/4 by 4 1/4. So that's what we cut off from one end, all right, to make our long piece 9 1/4. All right, so we creased that. So I am going to, let's see, these 2 pieces are going to be the top and bottom, so we're just going to put some adhesive on those. I probably should put my grid paper down so that I know to stay in the image area. Oh, I just ran out with that one. Hi, Sherry. How are you? It is morning where you are. It is noon. It's afternoon. A few minutes after noon. So I will say good day. So that one ran out. This one, I think I have enough in it. So I'm putting more adhesive on this one, and that's going to go on this flap. All right, so the top and bottom flaps are basically the same, right? Just like that. Now, this piece here is going to go on to this piece, and I flipped it over, so I'm doing daisies for over here. So I'm going to put this piece on. And how is Sherry today? How's your arm? Still in that brace? All right. So we mounted that. Those are mounted. Now, what I want to show you a trick for if you're trying to stamp. Let's see. I'm good. Thank you for good. I'm glad you're good. So if you're trying to stamp in a little area like this and you don't want to have to like measure it out. I mean, with this you could say, all right, I'm just going to make my stamp halfway. But you really, this stamp I use is pretty close. And like I said, today we're using the Heal Your Heart. Now this is a Sale-A-Bration stamp. That's what I'm using today, Sale-A-Bration product. Because it is the last day of Sale-A-Bration. Okay, so what I did, this is what I do when I'm temporarily, when I don't want to put something down fully. When I'm just want to, I'll show you. I put a tiny little piece of adhesive right here, and then I center it in my card, right, and press it down. So now it's tacked down. It's not down for good, because in case I want to, if I make a mistake, because you never want to put your piece down fully and then stamp, because if you mess up with your stamping, then you got to rip it off, and it's more of a pain. So I just put a little teeny piece. Because, now where did I put the stamp? Here, oh, here it is. All right, so I'm using the Wishing I Could Heal Your Heart. And, oh, the brace is still painful. Oh, that stinks. I'm sorry. All right, so what I was saying was I do this because I want to stamp right here, right? So I put the paper down just temporarily, just in case I make a mistake. And I'm going to ink up. Hang on a second, I need to put, sorry for the noise, I am going to put down some grid paper now. Just get this down, right? All right, that helps me stay in the view too, because I think all the way to the bottom you could see this. All right, so then I'm inking up my stamp. And then I am going to position it right where I want it and go straight down. I kind of rocked a little. I hope it's okay. Straight down, straight up. Oh, it's good. So see how I did that? So now I made sure that's nice and straight in the middle there, and I didn't want to I didn't want to put down my white paper yet, just in case I messed up, but now I did it fine. So now I take it off that little piece there, stuck just long enough for us to do it, and now I'll put some adhesive back on. All right, and now I can put this back right in the center, and now it's there for good. But this way I didn't wreck my card by, and then, you know, if I stamped and if I made a halo or smudged it, this way it's nice and neat. Okay, so like I said, this is a really simple card. So all we're going to do is going to attach this on the left side. Now you could do the opposite, put your sentiment over here, but what I like about this is when they open it, they'll have the sentiment, and you can write a little message up there and down here. So with this now, we want our dimensionals, but you want to make sure you're only putting dimensionals on the top, because otherwise you're going to seal your card together. So I position it where I'm going to put it, right, like that. And then I know I can put dimensionals up to here, right? So I'll just stick some dimensionals on this end of the card. Where is my, where's my take your pick tool? I like that for pulling off my dimensionals, but I don't see it. Huh, that's strange. I was just using it too. Well, I know it's around here somewhere, but right now I don't see it. I might have stuck it in one of these bins. Hang on. Well, I'll have to use my little this little tool, which is fine. I just like to take these pieces off with it. It goes faster that way. Okay, now I just have to put this right down like this, right? And I make sure that before I press it down too much, I make sure you can't see my dimensionals. And I push that down, and there you have that part. So that's cool, right? Nice little fancy fold. And then all I need to do is grab some ribbon and tie it around. I hate tying bows when I'm filming because it never seems to work very well. It must be stage fright. Oh. And there we have a little bow. Let me get my ribbon scissors. And I'm going to clip it there and there. And there you have it. Isn't that a cute, whoops, get out of there. Isn't that a cute card? So that is a split panel card. All right, so that's done. Now you could go ahead and put, let's see, maybe I'll put some of these. These are our Opal Rounds, and I didn't put any on when I made the card, but I think I will, just to kind of give it a little bit of bling. You can put pearls, you can put rhinestones. Oh, come on. I had my take your pick tool. That would work. I'll put one down, one over there. Maybe one over here. And maybe a small one. Oh! They went everywhere. Maybe a small one over there. Oh my goodness. Those went all over the place. Yes, ma'am. Stage fright. Yeah. That's what I call it when I can't do something on the video. Oh, these little things went flying. So that means there's probably a few on my floor, and I'll be seeing my cat will be all decorated later. Okay, so I just put a couple on there. I don't think I like this one here, though. Let me see if I can get it up. Oops. I don't know why they're being... All right, so that's that card. So now the next card, I did use the crinkle ribbon on the next card, too. Lovely. Oh, thank you, Sherry. All right, so the next card is this one. All right, and like I said, this one has, I put this vellum square doily in here. And that was kind of fun doing that. And I'll show you. I have all the supplies here. I already made a bow so that I wouldn't have more stage fright. I've got a base. I'll show you what I use. This is a base of Pool Party. I hate it when that happens. Oh, the little embellishments going everywhere. So this is 5.5 by 8.5, and scored at 4 1/4. Right? Get rid of that stamp. And this is a thank you card, so I have the thank you stamp. I am going to be using Bermuda Bay ink. Ooh, that was noisy. And like I said, I have the doily, so I have one out already. And I like to go over it and make sure that all the little pieces are gone. Oh, this one is kind of folded over. Let me fix that. Okay, that's better. All right, so I have that. I have my bow. All right, so I am going to be using a Post-it note to cut this, and then these are 3 by 3 Post-it note, right? And let's see, what else do I need? Oh, I used these 2020, 2022 in color enamel dots. These are just jade, but I think that they look pretty good on this card. See, I put them on this vellum piece here, and then 2 on the 2 sides of this. Now, let me cut this piece first. So, oh, you know what? I don't want to do first is I want to color my ribbon, my little bow, because that takes a little time. You just want it to dry. So I am going to grab some scrap paper. I know I have grid paper down, but I just want to use another little piece. And I colored this with Bermuda Bay, the same color ink I'm using, because this is our, I'll show you the side of this. This is our Whisper White, and it's called Crinkled Seam Binding Ribbon. And, ooh, I got to get out a new roll. Look at that. I'm almost done with this roll. And it's really cool because, I'll show you, you can color it whatever color you want with all our alcohol markers. Isn't that cool? Look at that, right? But then you, oops, then you got to let it dry. It doesn't take long to dry because it's alcohol based. But that's what I'm doing with this bow. So when I already tied my bow, so what I'm going to do is I'm really kind of annoyed that I don't see my Take Your Pick tool. I hate when I misplace things. Oh my goodness, it's right where it was supposed to be. I guess I just didn't see it. Oh, for goodness sake. All right, so I'm going to, the reason I like this is because I kind of hold my bow with it. So I'm going to take now the tip of my, I've been coloring those little pearly things. So the tip of mine is a little damaged, but I'll have to get a new one at some point. But I'm just going to color my bow, and I'm doing this like on some scrap paper, and I just hold it down with my Take Your Pick tool. And this really colors this ribbon awesomely because it's so thin it goes right through. Like you could just put it on the knot and it'll just go right through. So I wanted to do that ahead of time because I like to let it dry. So that's good, and we'll just let that sit off to dry. Here, I'll put it right on the Post-it notes that we're going to need. Okay, so we need to cut one of these shapes. And you know me, I like to use this Stitch So Sweetly dies. I mean, the shapes are really great. And the best part about this one is that it fits with our little mini cut and emboss here. The mini, let's see, the name is this mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I just wrote mini cut and emboss machine because that's a mouthful to throw in Stampin' Up too. All right, so we open up the sides. I've got my, I need that. I've got my base plate number 1, base plate number 2. I use one. I keep one for cutting, and then the top one is I use for the top. So I'm going to put a piece of white paper, Whisper White, no, sorry, Basic White. Put my die on there. I don't know if am I even in the image? I think so. Oh, I just realized I have one more light that I didn't add, and I want to put it on now. Let me see if I can put this in because it looks like it's dark. Does it seem dark to you, Sherry? It always seems dark to me, and I don't know if that made it any better. It just seems like there's a lot of shadows, so. But, ooh, now that's kind of bright right in the middle. All right, so I'm going to put this on, and this machine is, you can go up to embossing. We have some mini embossing folders and any die cut pieces that are no bigger than 3.5. So you put your top number 2 piece on, and then you just crank it through. And I just love this little machine because it doesn't take up a lot of room. So if I'm doing a few items that are small, I can just, put this right here on my desk. It doesn't take up, it's not heavy at all. The sides fold up like that, and just put it off to the side. And there is my cutout. And all the plates come with it. You get your base plate number 1. You get 2 of these clear plates. Then you get your embossing folder insert, and then you get your this is the 3D one, I believe. This is when you're using the 3Ds. The 3D embossing folders when you need something a little bit thicker. All right. So all those come with your I'm fine, no shadow. Oh, good. Thanks. Thank you, Sherry. All right. So let me put that aside. But anyway, I just love that. So let me stick this back in here. I'll fix that later. All right. So we got our die cut. So all I'm doing is this is a nice quickie as far as stamping goes. I only have one thing to stamp, and I really just wanted to come on today to show you the last couple of stamp sets and paper from Sale-A-Bration in case you were interested. But you could do anything with these. I try to make cards that if you don't have the stamp set, Like, as long as you have a sentiment that will fit in here, you can reproduce this card. Okay, so that's that. Let me put that away. And let's see. Okay, so now I put that aside. I have my ribbon aside. Okay, so now we're going to do the trick with the Post-it note. All right, so I used this is a 3x3 Post-it note. And what you want to do is you want to put it on your card. So now my card would fold this way, right? I have it scored here. You want to put it in this upper right corner. I'll turn it on its side. And then when I put it in my trimmer, you'll see what it looks like, and it'll make more sense. Now, this is just a quick way of doing it with the Post-it note. You could, if you wanted to, you could measure down on your, you can measure 3 inches in and put a little tick mark with a pencil if you wanted, and 3 inches down and put a little tick mark right there and there. I just find the Post-it note quick and simple, and then you don't have to do any erasing on your card. So you put the Post-it note in there, and then what you want to do is pull out your trimmer. Let me make sure I'm in the image, in the view. Okay, and then you put your Post-it note that corner and that corner. You want to put it right in the center where the blade is going to slice right through, just like that. And it doesn't matter that you cut your designer paper. We don't care about that. All right, so you can take these off, but save one of them, because now I'll show you what I'm going to do. Oh, geez, I knocked the... So now we have that nice cut there, right? That's just a quick way. You could use a ruler, like I said. Now, our designer series paper. Now, if you didn't care about having, see this little bit of blue pool party, I should say, showing through the doily, right? If you didn't care about that being there, you could just put your paper on and then do your your Post-it note on top of both and cut straight through both of them. But I just wanted that border, so the way I figured out doing that is this. I put, I'm trying to think now, how did I do this? So if you did it exactly, let's get rid of this piece here, that's waste. If you put it like this, right, and you cut it, you're going to end up the same exact, right? So we don't want that. So the way I did it was, let's see. Let me think for a second. I think, gosh. And I said, oh, I figured out a better way of doing it when I think what I did was this. I turned it like this. And I think I put it like this, right? Yeah, this is what I did. I put it like this. And then I took your Post-it note and I came in a little bit. I used this end of it. And I came in a little bit there and on this side. And I just put it like that, right? So I just came in a hair. Oops, I moved it. I came in a hair on both ends. And it doesn't, you just don't want it all the way in the corner. Let me see, is that right? So if we put it right there, it will cut out the same. So we want to come in a little bit like that. Oh no, you know what? Oh my goodness, I remember what it was. You do just cut it in the corner, right? Because if I do that in the corner and I put this on here, yes. I forgot. So you're going to put it back in the corner. Oh my goodness, I hit the camera. Good thing I don't hurt you guys. Now, let's see. Which way do I want this? No, that's right. Okay, so you put your Post-it note back in the corner, but now it's going in this corner. And now you're not going to, we don't have a square to line it up, but you still line up the 2 pieces, 2 points. I don't know why I got so confused. It's so simple, right? Cut that off. And there's a hair, but that doesn't matter, right? Move that out of the way carefully. So now this should fit in. Yes. Oh my goodness, I don't know why why I made that such a mess thinking. I forgot that you just use the same piece, right? So did you guys understand that? I will show you again real quick. I'll like re-demonstrate with this. All right, you're going to put your Post-it note in the top corner, just like this, right? You have your card. So in the corner that you want your card to be cut, you're going to put your Post-it note, you're going to put it in your trimmer and cut it side to side, right? Then you take it out. This one doesn't have as much sticky on it, so I'm going to use this one. This one is just trash or scrap. Then you're going to use this and put it on your, this was here, you're going to put it on your Designer Series paper. And you're going to cut, of course I'm doing it, I'm going to put it in the corner. And make sure you're cutting off the side. You know, if you have directional paper, put it in the corner, just like that, and go from corner to corner again. Just cut that right off. So there you have it. So that is a good way of making, oh, and then we want to slip in the doily. See this doily? So I have it in between, so you don't see any glue on this side. So what I did was I figured out where I needed it, right? Which is right about there. I kind of centered it. So it's about halfway, right? If I close this off, you'll be able to see. Let me close this and I didn't put anything on the inside, so let me just put this. Oh, I see a few people are watching. If you're out there, say hello. Okay, so now this is going to go on here, right? So you're going to end up putting this doily in at an angle. You're putting it straight, but we want to look at the angle from side to side, right? Just like that. So what I did is I took my adhesive and I ran along this edge very carefully. And any overlap, I fold it over. And then, where is my... I had my little, oh, here it is. Hang on. I have my silicone mat. So I am going to put this right smack, let me push that down again, came up. Right like that, okay? And I want to see if it's exactly where I want it. Yeah, I want it a little, yeah, about that, right? Yeah, I think so. Maybe a little bit. I'm going to do it this way. Just like that. Kind of line it up, right? And then you have your doily on the edge there. So that's stuck down. But don't glue it down yet. What I did was I cut this piece off and I used it. I'll show you where, because sometimes it's hard to see on the card. All right, so save that piece. Now this piece can go down. I'm going to go over that edge, and I'm going to put my adhesive on all these sides, like that. And then this is going to go right on. I just love having the corner like that with this doily. Isn't that pretty? I don't know. I just think that was kind of cool to do that. Right? I was just going to have the corner cut off, but then I thought of putting that doily in. I thought, oh, that would be fun. Okay, so what I did with this other piece, I took my thank you, this little die cut image, and I put this. We don't sell these silicone mats anymore, but see this curved side? But you could use, you could use those Silpat mats that they use for cooking. That's another way. But see how there's a curve right here? I kind of lined that up, right? So I can kind of be as even as possible. Just like that. And then anything that stuck over the edge, I just cut off. These two corners, and then I have that. Nice, huh? And then that goes up. Geez, we're almost done with this. Very quickly. And I put a couple right over the doily area. Right in the middle like that. And I'll get those off. Oops. Come on. Sometimes they're a little bit ornery. Alright. There we go. Get those off. Get those in the trash. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now yes! Isn't that a cool thing to do with these vellum doilies? And you get, what did I do with the package? You get, It was here a second ago. Where'd I put it? Oh, here they are. You get 24 of these in this pack. And I don't remember, they're not that expensive, but doesn't that... Oh, I just thought of something else. Wouldn't this be cool in the center if you cut a hole out and did that? But I just think it's really pretty. All right, so I put some dimensionals on the back of this, and I'm just centering it on the bottom part here. Just like that, right? I gotta lift it up towards myself to make sure I have it even. Then I wanted to put, so you had seen when I was coloring that other one, I started coloring these with the Bermuda Bay, the dark Bermuda Bay, but then I remembered about these little dots, and I thought these looked a little more dainty. So even though they're just jade, I think they go well with this. So, you know, I should use my putty end to pick these up. Oh, I have too much putty coming out. Come on. Maybe it won't work with all that putty. Okay, there. No, it works. And then I just put these. Just make sure you put them where they're going to fall onto an area that is mostly vellum, because you don't, otherwise you're going to attach it to your card, and you don't want that. So, let me get this. Yeah, my putty's going all over the place. So I think I'm just going to put one here, and I've got putty exploding. Let's see. I don't know. Right here is a good spot. Has a lot of vellum. I'll pick this up, and maybe right here. How's that? Push that down, and see, they're not going to stick because I put it on like an intersection of vellum. And now our bow. Oops, it's way over here underneath. Somehow it ended up underneath the Post-it notes. So I'm just going to use, and it gets a little stiff. It's kind of funny how the alcohol makes it a little stiff. Let me find my glue dots. And I'm going to roll this a little bit before I put my bow on it, just because the center of the bow is kind of tiny. Oops. And then that is going to go right here. Let me center it, just like that. And then you could trim the ends if you'd like. Let me just trim that. This looks a little fuzzy. And there it's done. Isn't that cute? I just love the vellum. What do you think of the vellum? You already said you liked it, Sherry. So that's the vellum. I just thought that was really kind of cool to put that in the corner. So that is all. Let me see if there are any questions. I would be happy to answer them. Just going to clear all this stuff out of the way. And so those are our two cards that we made. Let me get this out of the way too. That one. Which one did we just make? This will lighten a little bit as it dries. And where's the other one we made? Oh, I wanted to show you another one. Oh, it's right here. Okay, I wanted to show you another card. So we have this one and this one. Right, I want to show you another card. I'm going to put it like that so that stays closed. I just wanted to show you another card that I used the sentiments from this stamp set, right? Where did I put the stamp set? So this Heal Your Heart, right? I made a couple other cards, but I'm not showing you how, I'll tell you how I put them together, but I'm not. Hi, Lori. How are you? Do you like this? You just came in late. Isn't that pretty with the vellum? Anyway, I wanted to show you a quick card. I'm not gonna make this, but I will show you how I made it. So I used the Sorry for Your Loss, and on the inside, I used the same one, Wish I Could Heal Your Heart. Let me get those out of the way. So for this, I brought in the corner bouquet that we used the other day. And I took some gray granite. I took a gray granite base, which was 4 1/4. 4 1/4? Yeah, 4 1/4 by 11. Creased it, scored it on at 5 1/2. Then I took a piece of basic gray, 4 by, what were my measurements? 4 by 5 1/4. Then I took a smaller piece, because I see how I only have a skinny little border on this. I took another piece of gray granite, and I believe that was, see, did I write any of this down? I was only going to show you. Oh, I did. So, I was just going to explain it to you. So, I used, my directions are different than how I made it. Because I made it like as if I was turning it this way, you know, with the fold on top. But I used 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2, and then this gray granite inside piece, this is 3 7/8, so it's a hair less, 3 7/8. It's an 1/8 inch less than the basic gray. So the gray granite is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, and I put it through this painted texture 3D embossing, which is really cool because it kind of gives it that spackle look. And when you use this, you use now this has to go through the bigger machine. You can't use it in the little machine because it's too wide. But you use it with the thicker plate, which it used to be a blue plate, the 3D plate, and now it is this. It comes with your machine. Now it's this gray plate, right? Number 4. All right, so it's a little bit thicker. So you just use this and the platform. You don't use any clear plates with that when you're doing these 3D. As long as it says 3D, you use that gray plate. But see how, of course, did I have a piece that hold on a sec. I can show you. I did do a piece. See, this is what it comes out looking like. I wonder if it shows up good on the, doesn't it look like spackling? I thought that was kind of cool. So that's that. And then I use the corner bouquet. Huh. I'm cracking up at myself because I put the card down and I don't know where I put it. What the heck? Oh my goodness. I'm going crazy. Guys, where did I put the card? I just had it. Did I drop it? It's not on the floor. Oh, it was behind me. Sorry. It was behind me. So, all right. So then this piece of, this is basic gray. I'm going stir crazy, I guess. Basic gray, which is 4. No, this basic gray is 2 5/8 by 4 1/8. The basic gray, and the basic white is 4 by 2 1/2. And I used the gray granite ink to match the gray granite paper. So I stamped this stamp set. I used this big one, but I put it down like this, right? So I just used the top of everything. And then on the inside, I just used the smaller one that is, oh goodness, I should have just showed you how to make it, was that one. And I did it off the side like we did the other day. And then the wishing, and of course I use this wishing I could heal your heart. Then this gray twine, I love that we have twine. And it is from, this is the gray twine. I wrapped it around a few times and tied it in a bow. And just put some of our little mini, tiny little pearls. But this is the gray twine. It comes in a package. It's on the well-suited twine combo pack. It comes in that where the that well-suited stamp set is, the one that looks like guys' shirts and ties. But you get a pack of 2, and one is navy and one is gray, and the basic gray. And it's kind of similar to the pack. I have mine opened. The other pack that was the snail mail pack that comes the pink and the white. So I think there's $7 or $7.50 for the package of 2, which it's nice to have these twine. And I'm glad we finally got the white back because you can use it on a lot of stuff. But this, I love the navy and the gray also. So I just wanted to bring that up. So I just tied it around a few times, put this whole thing up on this little layered rectangles up on dimensionals. And that's it. Oops, stray pearl. All right, so those are the cards. Now, well, we didn't make that. I just talked about it. But we made this one today. This is the split panel card. And we made this thank you card with the little doily, right? And the 2020-2022 enamel dots. And then I just showed you how to make this one. We didn't make it. Oops. But that's it. So that's all I have for you today. So I want to thank you for joining me today. And like I said, today is the last day of Sale-A-Bration. So if you haven't done your shopping and you still like something like the Heal Your Heart stamp set or this paper, then you should try to put your order in today before it is all gone. Because after today, Sale-A-Bration's gone. We go back to our normal lifetime again before Sale-A-Bration. And I did want to say that my March to Go class will be using the Springtime Joy set. That's what I'm going to be using. And I will be posting, I'll be sending out a newsletter in the next few days, of the first few days of March, and I'll post more information about this where you can get the kit for free when you place an order with me. So that's it, guys. I hope you have a good, I know it's Sunday, but I hope we still have half a day left, so I hope you have a good rest of your weekend, and thank you so much for joining me. Have a good day. Bye-bye.